They say the live is on. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. We are near the end of the month of September, and we're going to get into this here today because we got some things that we need to talk about here. So as everybody's checking in, go ahead and shout yourself out in the comment section. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into it quick. We're going to get to the points that we need to get to, and then I'll dismiss you. You can go on and doing what you need to do. So as y'all checking in, go ahead and leave a comment, shout yourself out. I'll shout a couple people out in the comments that we're going to get into this. Cupertino, California is in the house. As y'all are coming in, shout yourself out, tell me your name, tell me your location, and we're going to get into it. Yes, Mozart Gates got it right. Buckle the fuck up. That's all we need to say right there. WOYFG.com. That's where you can sign up for the free call, one-on-one with me. I'm interviewing people so we can find out how to best help our audience. So as y'all are checking in, again, shout yourself out in the comment section. We're going to get into this. ARB14, what's going on? Somebody said public speaking tips. Watch me. That's the best public speaking tip I can give you. Watch me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to teach you by example how it's done. So as y'all coming in, I'm going to give everybody like 10 seconds. Then we're getting into this. As y'all coming in, shout yourself out in the comment section. Periscope, y'all be over here lurking. Nobody says anything. Say something. Periscope on my left, Instagram on the middle. I got Facebook over here on my right. If somebody wants a business idea, somebody make an app that can stream to YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Instagram. I don't even know what the other one is. All of them at the same time. So somebody make an app that can do that. Tarina84, shout out on Periscope. What's going on, Tarina? Thank you for breaking the ice over there on Periscope. Let's see, we got Joe Garrett Parker is in the house. Adrian from Sunnyvale, California. I've been to Sunnyvale. Shout out to Sunnyvale. We got Tampa in the house. All right, so those of y'all who don't know me, and those of y'all who do, allow me to introduce or reintroduce myself. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, former 9-year professional athlete, author of 27 books. I've done 4 TED Talks. I created this whole philosophy, this whole brand, this business that is called Work on Your Game. It's all about taking the mental tools necessary to succeed in sports and teaching you how those tools apply to business and life. So every day when I do these lives, the topic is always different, but we're always relating it back somehow, some way to some area of this Work on Your Game philosophy, which is based on 4 principal tenets: discipline, confidence, mental toughness, and personal initiative. What you need in sports, you need it in business, and as I said, you need it in life. So what we're talking about here today is equal opportunity, because as we all know, as far as what started in late spring 2020, it's been a lot of civil unrest in the United States, a lot of it based on race, a lot of it based on what some people claim to be injustice. Some people agree, some people disagree. People talking about opportunity, people talking who has privilege, who doesn't have opportunity. It's been a lot of conversation about this stuff. Those of y'all who don't know me, haven't really followed a lot of my material, I write about and talk about this stuff all the time, not just on these live streams, but also in my written material. Any of you can sign up for that at workonmygame.com for free, or just go to Mirror Motivation. I'll tell you about this later. You get on my email list, you get all my articles. I send out articles several times a week, damn near every day. And in my audio show, which is called Work on Your Game, that's on all your favorite streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Google Play. Y'all know where to find those. Those are on all your favorite streaming platforms. So I talk about this stuff all the time. Now, one of the things that I've been very clear about is that in life, even if you were to somehow, some way maneuver everyone to have the same opportunity, or what people call equal opportunities, or what they think is equal opportunity, people are still not going to get the same outcomes, because even when you give people the same chance, they have to make choices. All right, if you put me in the gym and say, hey, you got access to this gym 24/7, and somebody else has access 24/7, that doesn't mean we're going to end up with the same six-pack abs or big muscles or a jump shot or even be in shape. Because just because you have opportunity for something does not mean you're going to do it. Like, how many times in life, everyone listening to me right now, have you had an opportunity but you didn't actually do anything with the opportunity? How many opportunities have you missed out on or passed up on in your life that you now can look back on and regret and say, damn, you know what, I should have did something with that opportunity? So when people talk about opportunity or injustice of opportunity these days, what they really mean is a lack of equal outcomes. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit here today. Because somebody wrote me an email. It was in response to something that I wrote maybe a week or two ago, and they were saying, well, Dre, I understand that everybody makes different choices, and because people make different choices, different outcomes occur. But the challenge is, Dre, they were replying to me, people don't have the same opportunities. What people really need is equal opportunity. So I asked this individual, and I've seen them on my lives before. I don't know if they're watching here today, but I asked them, I said, give me an example of somebody not having equal opportunity. And they sent me back 2 links from some articles that they found they found them. These were not things that they were specifically known about. Then said, well, these are examples of unequal opportunity. I wrote them back and said, no, this is not an example of unequal opportunity. It was like something about some government contract and something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was not relevant at all. And a lot of people these days are making this argument about not having the same opportunity. And I've posted this question on my IG story many times. Who here feels like they're not getting equal opportunity? Who here feels they don't have an opportunity to be successful? And what I often tell people is if you are watching me right now, that means you have a smartphone, you got a data connection, you got Wi-Fi access at 5 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time or earlier, somewhere living in the United States. Listen, you have plenty of opportunity. And when people try to use this, what I often call, sometimes they're true, but oftentimes it's an excuse of not having the right opportunity to achieve. Once I really find out what they're saying, I call them on their bullshit. And for those of you who don't know me, again, you're not familiar with my work, I call people on their bullshit. Whether I'm talking to you directly or I'm talking in general, it's something that I've heard, what I've seen is a consensus opinion, I'm gonna call the bullshit out. Now, maybe you will agree with it, maybe you will applaud it, maybe you will disagree with it and you will push back. But one thing I guarantee you is that I will always make sure that I'm being very clear on my points. I'm gonna stand on where I'm coming from and why I'm coming from particular angles. That's what I'm gonna do here today. We talk about this whole concept of equal opportunity. Anyone who feels like, is there anyone listening right now in the comment section? It'll probably come up after I move past it, but I want to know, is there anyone listening who feels like you do not have equal opportunity in life? And if so, please tell me how and where. How are you not having equal opportunity? And what is it you're trying to do that you don't have an opportunity to do? If there is anyone. Most of the time when I pose this question, nobody offers anything, but if someone has something, go ahead and post it. And what's funny is nobody offers anything when I ask, but then everyone seems to think there's a lack of opportunity here. We got NBA players talking about equal opportunity. All right, they have, anyway, let's get into the points here. Today's topic is what about equal opportunity? Point number one, let's let the cat out the bag. I'm not going to bury the lead here. Should everyone have equal opportunity? That's the question that people want to ask, people want to answer. Everybody should have equal opportunity, Dre. Is that right? No. That is not right. Should everybody have equal opportunity is the question. The answer is no. Yes, you heard me correctly. No. Everybody should not have equal opportunity. It is impossible for everyone to have equal opportunity. And let me tell you why. First of all, let's get a definition of this word opportunity so you know why I'm saying what I'm saying. When you understand this, even though everyone uses the word, I don't think everyone knows the definition of the word. Definition of opportunity is a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. That's what opportunity means. A set of circumstances that makes it possible. So here's my question to anyone listening. Is it possible to give everyone the same set of circumstances? Is that possible? No, that's not possible. Everyone cannot have the same set of circumstances. Therefore, everyone cannot have the same opportunities. Not everybody could try out for the NBA. Why? Because to play basketball, most of the time, they want people who are pretty tall. So if you're the hardest working basketball player in the world, you train every day, you run yourself ragged, you run yourself to exhaustion, working on your game every day, you're really dedicated, you're really serious about the game, but you're 5'7", you are not going to get the same opportunity as a guy who is 6'7", who works half as hard as you and is half as dedicated as you are. Why? Because that's just the way that life works. Everyone does not have the same circumstances. Everyone does not have the same opportunity. And that's the way that it's supposed to be. All right. If you see someone else has an opportunity that you don't have, that does not necessarily mean that it is unfair or that something is wrong with them or that they have some kind of privilege or some type of system is against you. It just means that's just the way the shit worked out. All right. That's just the way that it goes sometime in life. And everyone who's listening to this right now, listen, you have a set of circumstances that there are other people in the world who don't have. There are people with way less than you. There are people with way more than you. And newsflash, there will always be people with way less than you and way more than you. Opportunity will never be equal. Let me tell you something else about opportunity. It often comes with qualification. Just like I just used the example of playing basketball, there's a qualification to be a basketball player. You pretty much got to be tall, you need to be athletic. Shit, 80% of the time you need to be black, right? So if you're not those things, you ain't gonna get the opportunity. You do not meet the qualifications to get that opportunity. That's just the way that it works. You're not gonna get the chance because you don't meet the qualifications that are set by the gatekeepers in that situation. For example, Jennifer Lopez. Everybody knows who J-Lo is, right? Should she give equal opportunity to every man who wants to date her? Does everybody get equal opportunity? Ladies who are listening to this, do you give equal opportunity to every man who's interested in you?
No.
Hell no, you don't. Why? Why don't you? Because there are certain qualifications that you have in place that if the man doesn't meet those qualifications, you are not interested. Some of you are not interested in white guys. Some of you are not interested in black guys. Some of you don't like short guys. Some of you don't like athletes. Some of you don't like dudes with pants hanging off their ass. Some of you don't like a guy who is not an entrepreneur. Some of you don't like a guy who can't make you laugh. Some of you like a guy who is, I don't know, he got nice shoes on. You don't like a guy who has on tank tops and t-shirts every day and a hat. Some of you have certain qualifications of what you're interested in. Men, you do the same thing. You have certain qualifications for females. You want her to look a certain way, dress a certain way, walk, talk a certain way. And if she doesn't fit these qualifications, then she does not get the opportunity, even if he or she is interested in you. You are not interested. So everyone doesn't get the same qualifications. If you're a male and you're heterosexual and a homosexual male is interested in you, does he get equal opportunity as a girl? No, because you're not interested. He does not fit the qualification. This is the way that it works in life, people. So when people are talking this equal opportunity shit, they're saying everyone should get the same chance. No, that is wrong. That is false. It will not happen. That's why it doesn't happen. Everyone has certain qualifications. Every job description. Any of you have a job? Anybody here ever applied for a job? Anyone here ever hired for a job or been on a job interview? When you look at a job description, let's say you're looking for a job, right? You're searching through where you're going to submit your resume. Doesn't every job have a job description? They say, okay, we're hiring for this job. We need somebody who has this many years of experience, who has skill in doing this, who knows how to do this, who is able to work weekends, who is able to work nights, who has a car, who is willing to work extra hours. You're willing to do this. You're willing to travel. You're willing to relocate. What are they telling you when they give you that list of things that they want? They're telling you the qualifications for the opportunity. They're not saying you're going to get hired. They're saying if you even apply for the job, if you even want the opportunity for the job, you must meet these qualifications. If you don't meet the qualifications, do not apply, because this opportunity is not for you. Is anyone here who has never seen that? Is anyone here who does not understand what I just said? Good. Point number 2. The topic here today is equal opportunity. Does everyone deserve equal opportunity? The answer is hell no. What if though? However, let me play devil's advocate to my own argument. All right, so I'm gonna knock down any objections anybody has to anything I've said so far and say, well, Dre, what if somebody's from a rough background? What if they didn't have both of their parents? What if they come from an impoverished neighborhood? What if they didn't have people around them who set them up for success the way that these kids from the suburbs, or this person with both parents, or this person whose dad was a billionaire? What if they don't have the same set of circumstances that other people had that set them up for success? I don't have that. I don't have all those. I don't have that head start that everybody else has. What am I supposed to do with that situation? Well, I'll tell you what you do with it. I did a master class that you can listen to and watch for free called Hard Work Ain't Enough. You can get it as soon as this live is over. Go to a website called hardworkaintenough.com. Hardworkaintenough.com. What I describe on that website are the 8 elements that you need in your life in addition to hard work in order to achieve success. You know what the number one element is? I'm gonna tell you right now before you even watch it. Luck. Luck. L-U-C-K. Luck matters in life, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not telling you that to make you feel bad if you feel like you have been unlucky, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win if you have been pro-lucky, if you have had luck. The fact of the matter is, not everyone's dealt the same hand. If you're dealt a great hand, then that's just luck. All right, the fact that my parents are not even 6 feet tall, and I'm 6 feet 4 inches tall was luck. I did not work for it, I didn't plan for it, but I utilized that luck to play basketball. I utilized that luck to play sports. Had I been the same height as my mom or my dad, I would not have become a professional athlete, at least not in basketball. That was just luck. But I used hard work and other things to make that work for me. Now, if you happen to be in a situation that you consider to be unlucky, maybe you're from the projects, you don't even know who your father was, you don't have the same situation, your parents were broke, you grew up in poverty, you didn't know anything, right? That's the luck that you were given. But if you have bad opportunity luck, you know what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to work harder, you're gonna have to be smarter, you're gonna have to put in more effort than other people, you're gonna have to climb up a little further up the ladder than other people. You start at the bottom of the ladder, they're already halfway up the ladder, and y'all both racing to the top. You gotta be a little bit faster, you gotta be a little bit better, and let me explain to you. Some of you might say, well, isn't that unfair, Dre? I say, yes, it is unfair. Let me tell you what else it is. That's the motherfucking game. That's the game. This is the way that life works. None of your favorite motivational speakers are going to tell you this. Not the way that I told you. None of your favorite hype up people are going to tell you this. Your parents are not going to tell you. Maybe some of your parents might tell you. Some of your coaches might tell you this. Most of the people who are trying to get you to like them are going to tell you they might get to this in some roundabout way without actually saying it. Everybody here knows exactly what the fuck I'm saying. This is the game. Sometimes in life, You have to work harder, go further, do more than other people to get the exact same opportunity that they got. This is the way it works. If nobody ever told you, now nobody here can ever claim that they were never told this fact of life. This is a truth of life. I made this point many times in many different directions. I'll give a couple examples from my own life. As a athlete, I came out of Division III school. Most athletes at D3 schools don't become pro athletes. I had to work a lot harder, do a lot more things, invest a lot more of my own money, and hustle a lot harder to get my opportunities to play than somebody who had went to, let's say, a Division I school. That's just the game. I can't complain and say, oh, well, the D1 player who went to Duke, he got more opportunity than me. Hell yeah, he got more opportunity. Why? Because his situation was different from mine. His circumstances were different. Some of that was because he was better than me, maybe because he worked harder than me, maybe because he was just blessed by a higher being with more talent than I was blessed with. If I was to sit around complaining about it, would I have become pro? Of course not. I would have just been another person talking about what I could have did. These days, as an entrepreneur, as a professional speaker, I do professional speaking. I'm a black man. Professional speaking world is made for middle-aged white men. Everybody knows that. Females know it. Any minority knows it. Even middle-aged white men know it. The professional speaking world is made for middle-aged white men. Those are the people who get all the bookings. So for me to get the same booking on a stage as some middle-aged white dude, guess what I got to do? I got to work a little bit harder. I got to be 20 times better. My material got to be that much more sharp in order to get the same opportunity as some 45-year-old white dude in a cheap suit who ain't even saying nothing. Why? Because that's just the fucking game. That's just the way that it's set up. All right, anybody who has a problem with that, don't be mad at the players, be mad at the game. All right, don't even be mad at the game. What you need to actually do is work on your fucking game. You see how all this works? It all comes together. Point number 3. Topic here today is, does everyone deserve equal opportunity? The answer, in case you missed it, is hell no. Number 3, for the most part, as I said in the introduction, when people are talking about equal opportunity, usually what they actually mean is equal results. Party Royale on Periscope was good. They mean equal results, equal outcomes. Because how does anybody know who has the same opportunity? Usually what they do is measure it, right? People say, well, hey, there's a wealth gap, Dre, between white Americans and black Americans. White Americans got this much, black Americans have this much. That is an outcome, right? Does it mean that everyone doesn't have the same opportunity to make money? I mean, if you're black, do you have opportunity to make money? Do you have opportunity to get rich? Do you have opportunities to create wealth for yourself and your family? Of course you do. Now, if you're looking at what somebody else has and you see they got more than you, well, listen, why are you looking at on somebody else's plate? I mean, you can't eat their food. You got to worry about what you're doing. What are you doing with your opportunity? And the other thing is, as I already told you, sometimes people got different hands than you have. And people say, well, look, black people didn't have opportunity to own land and start businesses because we had slavery, then we had Jim Crow, then it was all this oppression. And no, we fixed a lot of that to this day. Some people think we haven't. But the point is, you're absolutely right. Yes, there was slavery. Yes, there was Jim Crow. Yes, blacks did not have all the same rights for many years when white people were able to build a little bit of that head start. Well, guess what? That's the fucking game. Now, if I was white saying that, y'all could call me a racist, but I'm black saying it. So now what you gonna call me? Am I racist? Am I against my own kind? This is the game. This is the situation that has been dealt to the people who are alive, living right now. This is the game. All right, this is the way that it works. Okay, so yes, did somebody else get a head start? Sure. Did somebody else have an opportunity you didn't? Yes. Maybe this guy's parents were business people, so they taught him all this entrepreneur stuff. By the time he was 15, he already knew what to do. You ain't learned anything about entrepreneurship till you were 35 because your parents didn't know a damn thing. Guess what? That's the game. Now you got to work that much harder to make up that 20-year information gap between him and you. Now you can complain about it if you want. You can bitch about it if you want. You could go take a knee during the national anthem if you want. You could put on a t-shirt. You could post a hashtag. It's not going to change the fact that the game is the game. All right. And again, nobody who is listening to me today can ever say that you were not told what the game is. Okay. Equal opportunity and equal outcomes are not the same thing. Now, equal outcomes, this need for people to get equal outcomes is where, and I'll answer all questions at the end if somebody has one. So if you got one, you can post it while I'm talking, but I'll answer them all at the end. This is where participation trophy comes in. Culture, the culture of participation trophies. They want everyone to get an outcome that they feel like they did something that's positive. So now let's give everybody a trophy, even the losers get a trophy. All right, I don't have kids, but if I did and my kid came home with a participation trophy, I'm throwing that shit in the trash. And I'm going to the coach and saying, what the hell are you doing? Or I'm taking them off that team and putting my child, he or she, on a different team. All right, no participation trophies. In life, you get what you earn. If you didn't earn it, you don't get it. In black culture, for example, many of us, as far as our culture goes, we pursue disproportionately opportunities in the entertainment world and the sports world. I think everyone can agree to that a lot of black people grow up want to be in entertainment or sports. Is not necessarily a bad thing. There's a lot of money in entertainment and sports. Hey, but I played sports. Now you could call this entertainment what I'm doing right now. So I'm not bashing it. I'm saying this is what it is. And let's say another culture, let's say Asian culture, do you see a lot of people trying to become entertainers or athletes? Not as much, at least not in America. What I see is people becoming not entertainers, but engineers. They're getting very focused on education. They're going to become doctors. They go do different things. They pursue different angles, so they get completely different outcomes. So, are the outcomes equal? No. Are the opportunities the same? Yes. It's just people take different advantages of different circumstances. And this is the way that it works in life, okay? This is the way that it works. Now, is it stereotypical what I just said? Yes. Is it also true what I just said? Yes, okay? Sometimes stereotypes are true for a reason. Sometimes they're not. But even when the opportunities are the same, we still have to live with those opportunities and we still have to take action on them. So everyone has the opportunity to go to school. Some people flunk out of school. Some people become valedictorians and they become teachers and engineers and educators and graduate at the top of their class. Some people flunk out and don't graduate at all. They all have the same opportunity. Just because the outcomes are different does not mean that there's some type of system against you or some type of oppression or some type of conspiracy against any individual or against any group. People make different choices. This is just the way that it works. And point number 4, it's the last point. And if you got questions, get them ready, go ahead and post them. The topic here today is, does everyone deserve equal opportunity? Here's the biggest issue. A lot of times when people complain that they want to get an equal opportunity, they want the same chance that somebody else had, or at least that they think somebody else had that they haven't had. When they do get the opportunity that they complain for and protested for and petition for, they are not prepared to handle the equal opportunity that they were given. I'll give you an example. One of my teammates in high school, he was on a high school basketball team when I wasn't on the team, but he told me this story. He was in practice one day and he said to the coach, he was a junior. He said to the coach, yo, I'm better than this guy who's a senior who's playing more than me. You should let me play more than him. You know I'm better than him. Give me more playing time. Put me on the court. And the coach didn't argue with the player. You know what the coach did? The next game, the coach put that guy in the game. And he let him play more minutes than he had played all year. So while he's in the game playing, he's not really ready to play. He starts turning the ball over. He has turnover after turnover after turnover, and the coach wouldn't take him out of the game. The coach left him in the game and let him turn the ball over like 10 times in the game just to prove his point to the player, like, this is why you don't play. Even though he had complained about playing time, when he finally got his chance, he didn't do a damn thing with it because he was not prepared for the opportunity that he had been clamoring for. I'll give you another example. When there was a college professor, black guy, who was telling this story how he was working at a college and he noticed that many of the black students at this school, I believe it was an Ivy League school he was working at, he noticed that many of these students were not able to handle the course load at that school. They were just failing and not able to pass his classes and able to keep up with the other students. And the reason why is because many of those students, black students, they had been admitted to the school on an equal opportunity basis. They were basically affirmative action. There would be affirmative action added to the school. So there was a whole bunch of black students got enrolled in these schools. This happens in colleges to this very day, that these are these black students who get put into these schools because they need to meet a certain quota, even though the student did not actually qualify academically above other students. So there are white students and Asian students who get rejected from Ivy League universities, not because they don't qualify, but because the school already has met its quota of white and Asians, and they got to give a few black students in there, but it's not enough black students to actually qualify to equal the quota. So you get a bunch of unqualified black students going to Harvard, for example, flunking out or graduating at the bottom of their classes because they did not qualify, because they were given an opportunity that they did not earn. And this happens over and over again in life. People asking for opportunity, clamoring and petitioning for opportunity. You give them the opportunity and they ain't ready to do nothing with it. It's like somebody saying, I want to drive the car. You put them in the car, they don't know how to drive, and then they crash into a wall, they die, and then we say, oh, well, it was a systemic oppression against that person. They crashed into a wall. Look what happened to them. No, they were not ready for the opportunity that they were given. So in life, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever complain about not getting the same opportunity as someone else, make sure you are damn well ready for the opportunity when it is given to you, because once you have it, you got it, and now you got to do something with it. If you fail on it, you got a problem. If you fail on it, well, you might not live to talk about it. Hopefully you live to talk about it, but you get the point that I'm making here. So, all that being said, I ain't gonna go too long here today. So I want to take questions. If somebody got a question, go ahead and post it in the comment section. I'm gonna tell you how you can get this publication here for free. Then I'm gonna recap my points. Then I'm gonna take all questions. Olga over there on Facebook, what's going on? I appreciate you. So, topic here today of Bellafor from IG. I know who you are. This here is the Mirror of Motivation. Self-guide to self-discipline. This is the first book of mine you should read. If you've never read any of my books, let me tell you why you want to read this book. Read this book. First of all, you get it at mirrorofmotivation.com. Title of the book to take out the mirrorofmotivation.com. Why do you want this book? Because everybody who's listening to me, you have goals, things you want to achieve, and you listen to a guy with a hat on that says work on your game. You understand you got to put some work in to reach your goals. The challenge is you never ask yourself, who do I need to be? This is the most critical question every human being who's serious about achievement needs to ask themselves. Who do I need to be in order to reach my accomplishments in life? Why do you need to ask yourself that question? Because this determines your energy, how you see yourself in the mirror. In turn, it determines how the world sees you. And when you change your energy and how you see yourself, your actions will produce completely different results. Has anyone here listening ever been working on something, working, you felt like you were doing all the right things, but you were not getting a result, but then your energy changed? Either you got more focused, you got more energized, you got angry, you got more excited, you felt more positive. Something changed about your energy. You did the same thing you were doing before, and you got a completely different result. Everyone who's listening to me has had that happen to them in life before. The reason why that happened is because when you change who you are being, what you're doing gets a completely different result of what you had. That's why you want to get this book by going to mirrorofmotivation.com. The book is free. I've already paid for this book. I got a stack of them right there. I got another stack of them on the way in the mail. We ordered them yesterday. Mirrorofmotivation.com. The book's free. All you do is cover a small shipping charge. Mirrorofmotivation.com. On that page, there's a little checkbox where you can get the Bulletproof Bundle, which is 4 of my books. The Discipline book, which is this one, the Confidence book, the Mental Toughness book, and the Personal Initiative book. All 4 principles of work on your game. You can get all 4. It's called the Bulletproof Bundle. You just check the little box on that page. You can get all 4 of these books. And on the very next page, I'm gonna make you an offer to get this book, my hardcover book called Work on Your Game. My publisher asked me to reduce this down to 250 pages. That's what it is. 250 pages of the entire Work on Your Game philosophy. This is a hardcover book, so any of you like coffee table books, book stands up by itself. This page, on the next page, this and the Mental Workbook is another one of my books. That is the plan for you to actually make this real. An interactive plan for you to make this a real thing, your frameworks for who you need to be. This plus that book, Mental Workbook, will be on the next page. On the next page after that, we'll offer you 2 more. So anyway, you can get out of this whole deal with 8 books. All you got to remember is going to mirrorofmotivation.com. Our system will handle the rest. When you go to this page, put your info in. We will walk you through everything else. You don't have to remember anything else except mirrorofmotivation.com. We are professionals over here at Work on Your Game. We got you covered. All that being said, let me recap these points, and I'm going to take questions. If you got a question, post in the comment section. Make sure it's to the point and keep it short. The topic today is, what about equal opportunity? Point number 1, should everybody have equal opportunity? No, it is impossible. Why? Opportunity is a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. Everyone does not have the same set of circumstances, so you can't give everybody the same opportunity. Doesn't make any sense. Opportunity also requires qualification. Should J-Lo give equal opportunity to every man who wants to date her? No. Ladies, do you do that? No. Why? Because you got qualifications for the people that you want. Same thing in life. Point number 2, what if you have a rough background? What if you didn't have the same luck as other people? Guess what? Luck is part of life. Good luck is part of life, and bad luck is part of life. If you have good luck, you might not have to work as hard. If you have bad luck, you may have to work harder. That is the game. That's just the way that it works. Sometimes in life, you have to work 10 times harder than another person to get the same opportunity that they got. That's just the way that it works. You can complain about it if you want. You can protest. You can kneel. You can hashtag. It's still the same game no matter what you do. Point number 3. For the most part, when people talk about equal opportunity, what they really mean is equal outcomes. We measure opportunities by outcomes. That is not the right way to measure. You're looking at the wrong statistic. Just because people get different outcomes does not mean they didn't have the same opportunity. I went to college. A bunch of people went to college with me. A bunch of them did not graduate. I graduated. Did we have different opportunity? No, we made different choices. We ended up with different circumstances, and we got different outcomes. That's usually what happens in life. But if that's not what happened, you still have to work harder to make up the difference. That's just the way that it works. And point number 4, biggest issue that a lot of people have when they talk opportunity is that they are not ready for the opportunity they are claiming that they deserve. If you deserved an opportunity, you would already have it. If you don't have it, it's because you don't deserve it. You may need to work harder. You may not have good luck. You just got to do what you got to do. Why? Because that's the motherfucking game. All that being said, let me take questions. If anybody got a question, go ahead and post it in the comment section, and I will address. So, Mozart Gates, appreciate you. Limelight, hopefully I gave you some good public speaking. I gave you a good public speaking demonstration here today. You asking about public speaking tips. Now, I just showed you. Joe from Montreal was good. Tampa's in the house. ARB said, I used to think I had less opportunities because I'm Asian, but I realized growing up that it wasn't true. No, depending on the level that you're at, probably not. Yeah. Do Mars was good. Ja, MAU, Raya said, hell no. Yeah, you're right about that. ARB says, as long as everyone had the chance to show themselves off at least, then that's fine with me. And sometimes you don't even get that. Sometimes everybody doesn't get the same chance. Facts, I was lucky being born in a first world country. Yes, that's absolutely true. Everybody who's listening to this, if you're in a first world country. Ryan, what's going on? Josh said, yeah, just work hard and ask God. Yeah, that's definitely part of the formula. ARB said, I hate participation trophies. Asian, that's 100%. Yeah, that's true. Josh said, yes, all you do is cover the shipping, Josh. Mirrorofmotivation.com. Mirror, just the title of the book. Mirrorofmotivation.com. You cover a small shipping charge. The book is already paid for. Charlie said, can you repeat the website for the other keys to success? Yes, hardworkaintenough.com. That masterclass is at hardworkaintenough.com. That's a free masterclass. ARB said, Dre, you should be a professor for real. I'm glad you said that, ARB, because wait till you see what we got coming out fourth quarter of this year. Wait till you see what we got coming out. That's a great point. Very insightful. It's coming. Sports Lover said, I love looking for jobs that require a bachelor's degree so my education won't go to waste. All right, there you go. Yeah, at least make that education pay off for you. Olga over here on Facebook says, I need to be me, but need a damn energy boost. All right, then you got the mirror motivation on the way, right? I think you told me you did. Olga said, how do I help someone that complains all the time about money? Well, what about the money are they complaining? They're complaining that they got too much. They're complaining they ain't got enough. They're complaining about the existence of money. What about it are they complaining? Somebody's complaining a lot. I don't know. You might want to just, actually, what you need to do is put them on one of my master classes so I can just tell them what they need to hear, because they might not want to hear it from you if they're your friend. But they can hear it from me because they're not my friend. So I can tell them and they won't take it personally. But it depends on what exactly they're complaining about. So I'll give you a minute to... Olga said, I want to know what you have coming. Well, as long as you stay tuned, as long as you're on the email list, if you're on these lives, you will know about what we got coming. Right? Y'all will always know. That's why I do these lives, to stay connected so y'all know what's up. They complain that they don't have enough money. Well, they need to go make some. All right, they can make some money. Go create something, sell it. Go figure out what you're good at, offer that, sell that in the marketplace. Figure out what skills you have that are marketable and valuable. Figure out how to sell them. Here's how you make money, ladies and gentlemen. I tell anybody how to start a business. Number one, identify a need in the marketplace. Identify something that people need. Number two, create or get access to the solution to that need. And number three, let people know about it and exchange the solution for money. That's it. That's all sales is. Identify the need, create or obtain access to the solution, and exchange the solution for money. If I'm a car salesperson, I realize people need cars. I'm not going to make a car, so that's step one. People need cars. That's a need, right? Step two, I got to either create or get access to the solution. So I go to the Mercedes-Benz dealership. I tell them, let me work here. So I get access to the cars and I can sell them. I'm not going to create a car from nothing. I'm not going to start my own company. I'm going to get access to the cars at Mercedes. I work for Mercedes. And then number three, somebody walks in, they need a car. I sell them a car. I exchange the car for their money. Mercedes gets some money. I get a cut. I just made me some money. Boom. You don't even have to be an entrepreneur. You just got to think like one. Identify a need, come up with a solution, exchange it for money. If I make food, I start McDonald's franchise. People want something to eat. That's the need. People want food. Number two, get access to it. Maybe I start my own hamburger stand. Now I created the access, hamburgers. Number three, you want a hamburger, it's $5. You give me $5, I give you a hamburger. You win, I win, everybody wins. The government wins, so you get a cut of my money through taxes. Win-win-win situation. So if somebody has a problem making money, what they need to do is follow that 3-step formula. Sean said, I'm getting the mirror motivation. How much time to get it if I'm in Quebec, Canada? It'll probably take, what they tell us when we ship those through USPS is that once it crosses into Canada, they don't guarantee us what time because they don't control Canada's post office situation, but it's usually about 2 to 3 weeks. Usually about 2 to 3 weeks. We ship a lot of books to Canada, so you'll get it, but that's about how long it takes. You can also get the bonus bundle that comes with the digital and the audio, so you can listen to it and read the digital before the physical comes in the mail, so you can read it today. Joe on IG says, ain't that some kind of complacency to say that's the way it is and not try to make things easier for those coming after, even if we all need to grind harder? How so, Joe? How? How will you make things easier? How can you make things easier for people coming after by changing? Can you create a set of circumstances that will apply to everybody? I don't think that's possible. That's why I said it's impossible for everyone to have equal opportunity. How do you do it? Now, you can create certain circumstances for people. The challenge is people are going to make choices with the circumstances no matter what you do. I may have said this before. Black people talk about reparations, right? You want to give black people reparations. If the government gave black people reparations, let's say every black person over the age of 18 in America right now received $1 million check tomorrow. So every black person got whatever they got now plus $1 million. You know what's going to happen within about a year or two? Y'all know what's going to happen? Let me tell you. All the broke-minded individuals who just got $1 million, within a year, they will be broke all over again. And all the rich-minded people who just got $1 million, they will have all the broke people's money within a year. And the broke people will be right back broke even after they got their reparations for slavery, even though they were never slaves. The mentality and the choices that people make, the mentality people have and the choices people make determine their outcomes. It does not matter what circumstances you try to manufacture for them. You cannot manufacture equality. I've been saying this since this whole thing started with the civil unrest in America. You cannot manufacture equality. People make choices that determine their outcomes. If people are not in a good position in life, sometimes it's because they were dealt a bad hand, but after a certain period of time, it's because they choose to just sit there with the bad hands. Not because they can't do anything about it. They choose not to do anything about it. What I do, Joe, to answer your question even further, is I help people understand that they need to do something about their situation, even if the situation is not exactly what they wanted. That's why I wrote a book like this one, and I write books like this one, and I do live streams like this one, and audio masterclasses like this one, and all the stuff I got coming in the future, and all the 15,000 pieces of content I put out in the past. That's what I do to help people understand this, that just because you think something is unfair, you're not lying. Maybe it is unfair. Now the question is, what the fuck are you going to do about it? All right, that's where I come in. All right, that's what I do. That's what I bring to the table. So, Joe, you can give me some clarity on what exactly you're saying, making things easier. You said make things easier for those coming after. Listen, if somebody can make things easier for me, I'm all for it. Go ahead, make things easy for me. Joe, what can you do to make things easy for me? Help me out, Joe. Make life easy on my behalf. I'll be glad to accept it. David says, does positive thinking affect reality, or is it just to help you perform better? Well, that's actually both, David, because reality is negotiable. Reality is relative, meaning my reality and your reality are not the same thing. So if you're I was just at Penn State this past weekend. It was pretty cold up there. It was like, not cold, but it was cool. It was like 50, 60 degrees during the day. Right now I'm in Miami. The sun is hitting my face right now. It's about 85 degrees. The reality at Penn State is 60 degrees. The reality in Miami is 85 degrees. We got two different realities because we're in two different places, two different sets of circumstances. So to answer your question, the answer is both. You control your reality. And David, when you get my book, The Mental Workbook, you get that on the second page. After you get this book at mirrormotivation.com, on the next page, we're going to make you an offer to get this and the Mental Workbook. That's where I show you how to shape your own reality. And it's an interactive book. It's a workbook. So grab a pen and you get to write in the book. It helps you shape your reality. So positive thinking is cool, but you can do a lot more than that. And I made a whole framework for you to do that. Adrian says, some blue collar workers make more than some 4-year graduates. Yeah, that's the game. David said they need ask yourself a better question. Yes, they do. And give yourself a better answer. I need to write that book. Give yourself a better answer. Maybe that'll be my next book. Probably not, but maybe in the future. Olga, I appreciate you. That Mirror Motivation on the way. So one more time, mirrorofmotivation.com, everybody. This is where you get the book. The book is free. All you do is cover the shipping. If you do not have this book, go to mirrorofmotivation.com immediately and go claim your free copy of this book before we run out of trees to print it on. All right, so I do these lives every single day, everybody, on Periscope, Facebook, Instagram. So just turn on your notifications. Stay tuned. If you do not have this book, go get it. If you're not on my email list, I send out emails every day. Go to workonmygame.com. Excuse me, if you already got the book, that means you're already on my list. If you already got this book or you've been to the page, you should already be on my email list. And that's it. Go to this page, put your email address in, you will be on my email list. Get the book, we'll ship it to you worldwide, doesn't matter where you go. Be on my email list as I send out emails every single day. I write articles damn near every day. I got a masterclass I put out every day. I do these live streams every day. I think y'all can understand. That's why they call me Dre all day. So everybody have a great day. Work on your fucking game and play the game as it needs to be played. We out here. Dre all day.